whenever you call. When worries weigh heavy and fears take flight, I'll be your strength, guiding through the night. And when the days are dark and heavy on your heart, I'll be the voice to guide you through the dim. Strong walls may crumble, but within you've got the spark. Just turn the key, let light dissolve the grim. Did you think you were alone in your feelings? Strike a match, let your inner strength be seen. Welcome to all things serious. In the depths of your despair, where demons roam, I'll be the hand to hold. You're never alone. When storms rage fierce and winds blow strong, I'll be the shelter in your soul where you belong. Welcome to all things serious.
Welcome in, everybody. How are we all doing this fine evening, morning, or afternoon, depending on your location? Gregory, the cameraman, welcome in. Sweet Misery, Vermont Cheddar, Fruity Loops, how you doing? So, today's live is about borderline personality disorder. And I'm going to have a special guest come up, allegedly speculating how you doing. So I'm going to have a special guest come up and share her story and what she deals with on a daily basis. So I'm going to drop the link for one person and only one person to come up. And then we'll talk about borderline personality disorder. Welcome in, Sweaty. I hope you're well. How you doing? So I'm going to drop the link for one person and one person only to come up. Paste. And then afterwards, after we go over borderline personality disorder, we will open up the panel for open discussion. Hello, Sherry. How you doing? And allegedly speculating, if you would like to come up on panel, well, afterwards, you're more than welcome. Well, I would like to cover, so allegedly speculating, I am going to cover bipolar disorder. And if you would like to come up on panel and share your story with it, more than welcome. More than welcome, because I have bipolar also. And we can talk about it and share our story together. Welcome to the stage, Sweet Misery. How
Hi,
are
Eddie.
you doing, Sweet Misery?
I'm good, thanks.
So, I'm going to go over an overview, okay? Have a good day at church, allegedly speculating. And before you leave, if you would like to drop your link in chat, you're more than welcome to. So I was doing a little bit of research about borderline personality disorder, BPD. And a lot of people get it confused. A lot of people get it confused with bipolar disorder because it's the same acronym, BPD. So I was going to spell it out, but it was just, yeah. Okay.
I'm also diagnosed with bipolar. I'm diagnosed with depression, bipolar, borderline personality disorder, and severe anxiety. And PTSD.
So borderline, yes, PTSD. I got that too. I have unspecified personality disorder, but that's another topic. So borderline personality disorder is a mental health condition that affects the way people feel about themselves and others, making it hard to function in everyday life. It includes pattern of unstable, intense relationships, as well as impulsive and unhealthy way of seeing themselves. Impulsiveness involves having extreme emotions and acting or doing things without thinking about them first. People with borderline personality disorder have a strong fear of abandonment or being left alone. Even though they want to have loving and lasting relationships, the fear of being abandoned often leads to mood swings and anger. It also leads to impulsiveness and self injury that may push others away. Borderline personality disorder usually begins in by early adulthood. The condition is the most serious in young adulthood. Mood swings, anger, and impulsiveness often get better with age. But the main issue of self image and fear of being abandoned, as well as relationship issues, go on. If you have borderline personality disorder, then know that many people with this condition get better with treatment, and they can learn to live stabler and more fulfilling lives. So I'm going to go over the symptoms, Misery, and I want you to let me know if these symptoms affect you at all, sweet Misery. Okay.
Okay.
Dr. Dan, how you doing? April T, how you doing? Richie, how you doing? All right. So a strong fear of abandonment. This includes going to extreme measures so you're not separated or rejected, even if these fears are made up. Does that affect you?
Yes, it's true. Even in my last relationship, even though I got beat for years, I would always ask him if he was leaving me because that was one of my fears of him abandoning me. And it happens in every relationship that I've ever been in. I left my ex-husband first because I didn't want him to abandon me.
So basically, a pattern of unstable, intense relationships,
Which
such
is
as
another
believing. Okay, so your first relationship, was he good to you?
yes.
But you
He
believed
never
that he didn't care enough in your mind.
yes. I felt that um fishing was more important than me. And before anything was to happen, I left and didn't look back. And that's how I am with a lot, with relationships, with
Yeah.
friendships, with, you know, love relationships, with any relationship, even with family. I do it with family too.
So, uh, quick changes is how you see yourself. This includes shifting goals and values, as well as seeing yourself as bad or as if you don't exist.
Absolutely, 100%. That's why I don't talk in chats, is because I feel like I don't exist. And I always feel like I'm a bad person. And it's because I have borderline personality disorder.
So, periods of
Yeah.
stress related paranoia and loss of contact with reality. They're saying that these periods can last from a few minutes to a few hours.
When I have panic attacks, mostly only when I have panic attacks.
Now, this says Impulsive and risky behaviors such as gambling, dangerous driving, unsafe sex, spending sprees, binge eating, drug misuse, or sabotaging success by suddenly quitting a good job or ending a positive relationship.
Unfortunately, every single one of them.
Now, do you threaten to self-harm yourself
I used to.
because you had a
I
response to fears of separation or rejection?
Yep, and that's when I would do it, Eddie. That's when I would do it. And I also became a cutter, which I stopped doing that years ago. But I was a cutter and I used to always do that. Always.
Wide mood swings that last a few hours to a few days. These mood swings can include periods of being very happy, irritable, or anxious, or feeling shame. Do you get the mood swings?
I wanted to tell you about that because I'm not gonna say the name of them, but I take two for depression, one for mood swings, and one for anxiety. Okay. The mood swing, the doctor lowered my dose. He cut it in half. And I noticed lately, you can ask Richie because he's in chat. He's the only one I talk to ever. Anyway, shit, I forgot what I was talking about. What was I saying?
Mood swings. You were talking about
Yeah.
your medication
So
and the doctor.
when I come home from work, I'm so angry. And when I get angry, it's the anger the that's a symptom of the borderline personality disorder. I get to the point where I throw things. I don't throw things at people, but I throw things. I'm 46 years old. I fucking throw things. Sorry for cursing. Like, come on now. You know what I mean? But I do that. I'm like pissy with everybody and I cry a lot. And I told the doctor, I messaged him today and I was like, you're going to have to increase my mood stabilizer back. There's no way in heck I can stay like this. No way. I cry.
So this is
Like,
basically this was the next thing I was gonna mention is inappropriate strong anger, such as losing your temper often, being sarcastic or bitter, or physically fighting, and that's what you just mentioned.
yep, without my, evidently I was on the correct dose of it, but he wanted to lower it to see if, I guess he can taper me off of some of my medication. But apparently it's not working and it's very embarrassing. This whole thing is embarrassing. I'm nervous as crap up here talking to you and everyone about this.
There's nothing to be ashamed of. We all have. I will tell you this: it makes you a strong person to talk about what you're going through. And the thing is other people that will eventually listen to this will realize they're not alone. They're not alone in this.
Because I feel alone. I do. I feel misunderstood. I feel like I am always alone. I sit here, I go to work, and I sit here, and I talk to one person.
So Fruit Loop said, "Never be embarrassed, Misery."
Thank you.
And allegedly speculating said, "Oh no, I'm praying for her." And Christy Get Locker Nan says, "Christy, we are here with you. We care." There's people
Thank you.
here that there's people here, and you know, Richie says, "Sweet Misery is a really great person and strong. I know that I can understand all that she has been going through."
It's really difficult to have, and it's
Sherry
difficult to
says,
live with.
"Christy, you know Sherry, right?" Cherry,
Yes.
she says, Christy, you know I love you. Opening up is the best therapy, Fruit Loops. Yes, it is. Talk, talk, talk. Getting it out of your system is the best therapy in the world.
And I know that you read that most people are diagnosed in early adult ages and can get treated by early adult ages.
Yeah.
And I know life is not fair. Okay, I know this. But I was given no choice. I wasn't diagnosed until I was 40 years old. I lived my whole life not knowing what was wrong with me at all, other than I had bipolar. I got no treatment for BPD. I got nothing. And I spent my whole life like this. And now that I finally realized what I have and why I lived my whole life like this, I'm finally trying to get better. But I wasn't diagnosed at 20 something or even 30. I was diagnosed at 42 years old, and I'm 46.
You know, I was diagnosed at 30 with all my mental health issues, and that was 13 years ago. The thing is that I was ashamed. Majority of my life, I was ashamed of myself. So I would do everything in my power to cover it up with a Band-Aid. So alcohol was my Band-Aid. So when I sobered up, well, my first day sober, I was in the mental hospital. You know, and I started getting help and treatment, and they started telling me what was wrong, and you know, and I knew I had a lot of issues. I just didn't want to deal with them. Now I'm forced to deal with them. I forced myself to deal with them because I wanted to better my life. Now you're finding out what you're going through, you know, and it's going to take time. It's going to take time. But you
And I
will
feel like
make
it's
it
harder
through.
when you're older.
It is hard. It is hard. I will tell you this, sweet misery. You know, since my sobriety, and you know, I used to I've been single 6 years, right? My problem with me is I'm an open book. When I tell somebody what I go through on a daily basis, and that I have therapy and you know stuff like that I deal with, it scares them away. And I can understand why, because when you talk to me, it sounds like there's a lot wrong with this person. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
When
Yes.
really there isn't, because I'm getting the treatment. It's just that I want you to understand who I am as a person.
I
You
totally
know,
get
get to
that.
know me. Yes. You know, I'd rather be upfront than you find out later. Oh, you got bipolar and you got PTSD and you got this and you got that. Why? You know, they asking 21 questions. Well, if I tell you right off the rip, you ain't got to ask no questions. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I should have had trigger warning up. Let me.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. No need to be sorry. You got a community behind you. My community. You got friends around you. And hello, Miss Vu. How you doing? Black Skies 34. How you doing? So you're not alone. You're not alone. So don't be sorry. There are people
I
around that are going through similar situations. And if not, they're going through something. They're going through something. So you're not
And
alone.
most people that have been diagnosed with borderline personality disorder have formed it from some kind of childhood trauma. And my whole life, like when I was essayed multiple times and by my uncle, but also in addition to that, I didn't get love and affection from my parents that most people do. No hug, no I love you, no, nothing like that. Now, granted, material
And
things were handed to us. Huh?
you felt abandoned
Yes.
as a
And
child.
we got things that we wanted and we went places. But my parents always fought. No matter where we were, no matter where we went or what we did, they always fought. So we got to do what we wanted and we got what we wanted just so we can, you know what I mean, just get out of their hair. And so that's part of, I believe, why I do have borderline personality disorder and I do blame them for it. And I'm
Well,
not
they do.
sorry.
They do say that what triggers borderline personality disorder, environmental, cultural, and social factors. Many people with borderline personality disorder report experiencing traumatic life events such as abuse, abandonment, and hardship during childhood. Others may have been exposed to unstable, invalidating relationships or conflicts.
Yep. And they didn't know I had it until I was 42 years old.
Wow.
And I saw a psychiatrist since I was in my early 20s whenever my ex-father-in-law did it to me. That's when I started seeing a psychiatrist. And my whole life I was just told bipolar, bipolar, bipolar. And I was just being given medicine for bipolar. And I
When it
finally
was
found a
more than
move
that.
stabilizer that helps. Yes, exactly, Eddie. I know I'm not the only one. I just feel like I'm the only one. Like, I am alone. I am lonely, but I choose to be that way because I feel so misunderstood. When I'm at work, I try my best not to have conversations with people and I work with the public. I just don't I just don't want to have conversations with people because I forget what I'm talking about. I don't make sense or they just don't understand me.
That's what you think.
Yes.
It's not that. It's not that. So you probably do make sense, but in your own mind, you don't think you make sense.
And that's why I silence myself.
I will. It's going to take you time. You go to therapy, right?
Yes, online therapy.
You ever thought about trying to do in-person therapy?
Nope, nope.
Free.
I don't like people.
Huh?
It's the same thing. It's a camera in the classroom. So I see them
Well,
in the classroom. I'm just on my computer in my house. You know what I'm talking about?
yes, I
It's
used to
the
do online.
same that. Yes. And I know Sherry wants me. You ever heard of, I think it's called OPP treatment or OOP treatment? I think Sherry knows what I'm talking about. My psychiatrist wants me to start that also.
Let me look it up. OPP treatment. So it's got to be OOP treatment. OOP.
I don't remember which one it is.
I don't know what it is.
Is she in
I
here?
do outpatient treatment.
No, not diabolical. No, it's not DBT or CBT. Yes, it's outpatient.
Okay. So basically, outpatient means in person. Which I think in person would help you a lot. It might be intimidating at first, but I think it might help you a lot, Sweet Misery. Just saying.
I'm gonna try that program that the one. I'm gonna ask him again the name of it, and he gave me the information for it, but I need to get it again. I don't know where I put it.
Yeah, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to try something new. Don't be afraid. Sometimes change is for the better. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe it would help me talk to people.
Yeah. Because the more you talk, the better you feel. You know, it takes a while to feel comfortable talking about what you've gone through. You know, we're not talking about what you've gone through. We're just talking about what you struggle with. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're not talking about your childhood, your growing up, and that's a hole I don't want to open up until you want to open it up and talk about it. You know what I'm saying? You know, in the community, if you got a story you want to share and you don't want anybody to know who it is that's sharing their story, but you want to share your story and you don't want to come up on panel and share it, send me an email. And the thing is I will share your story. I will sit up here and share your story with the community. And nobody will know it came from you.
Fruit Loops, I did one-on-one too, because that's why I don't go to in-group therapy. I do it on my computer.
See, when it comes to therapy, you have to shop around, to be honest. All right, Chris Mike, thank you for stopping in. You'll never hear me promote medication on this channel. People take it, and I respect them. Some people don't, and I respect them. Okay? But one thing you will hear me always promote is therapy. Now, they have all different types of therapy, but you got to shop around. Don't settle for the only one, because you might not like it. You might not like that individual. Okay? So go check out a therapist. Shop around. That's all I'm going to say. Shop around for a therapist. If you get one, you don't like the person, look for another one. Look for one that will understand you and will listen to you and give you feedback.
Don't be afraid to fire your therapist at all.
No. Don't be afraid to fire your therapist. I'm not saying go and shop. You want to see a psychologist, and a therapist, and shop around. What's going on, H. Davies? How you doing? So Psychiatrists are what prescribes your meds. Psychologists diagnoses you, and therapy is what helps you get through life. So don't be afraid to say, I don't like you. I need a new therapist. I'm not a fan of you. You're not helping me. Or don't say anything at all and just find another therapist. You know?
That's what I did. I wouldn't talk to her. Our sessions would last 5 minutes because I wouldn't talk. And I told my psychiatrist about it, and that's what he told me. If you're not comfortable with them, you find someone else that you're comfortable with. Don't be afraid to tell them you're not comfortable at all. It's not going to hurt their feelings. They want you to be comfortable.
So thank you for coming up, Sweet Misery. I know it was
Thanks for
hard for you,
having me.
but you're always welcome here, Sweet Misery. You're
Thank
always
you. I
welcome on
appreciate
panel.
that.
You know that. You know that. You're always welcome to communicate. Kevin K, how you doing? You're always welcome to share your story. If there's something I'm talking about and you relate to it, you're more than welcome to say, hey, can I come up on panel? Say something in chat because I read chat. So
I appreciate that very much.
you're a strong person and stay strong. Don't give up on yourself.
Thank you. So,
What's going on, Kevin? What are you going
I'll
through?
go. I'll go into chat right now in case someone else wants to come up and tell their story.
Okay, Sweet Misery.
All right. Thank you so much, Eddie.
You're welcome. Sweet Misery, you're always welcome. You know, this place is for you also. This community is for you. I agree. That's why I'm not a therapist. That's the reason why I say shop for therapy. Look for a therapist. You got some therapist that shouldn't be a therapist. You know, I'm just saying. You got some counselors out there that should not be counselors, even if they got the education for it. You know, I look for therapists that understand depression. Okay, that's what I look for. You too, Tommy. Take care. Okay, I look for a therapist that understands depression. You know, I'm not going to see a therapist that is freshly out of college. Okay, nope, not happening. You got to be in the field 30 years before I even 20 years, at least 20 years before I even want to approach you and waste my time talking to you. Because I know in those 20 years, you're going to be broken. And if you're not broken, you understand what depression is and you've gone through it. Because when you hear people's stories and what they've gone through, eventually, mentally, you're going to break. You're going to break. You know, I doing this channel, right, and talking to people and hearing their stories, it puts a lot of weight on you, especially if you understand. If you understand, okay, you know, like the last therapist I had, I'll be honest, I wasn't a fan because she was more, pet my head like a dog and coddle my feelings. And I'm like, I'm not here for my feelings to be coddled. I'm here for help. This is the reason why I come to therapy, is for help, not to be coddled. If I want to be coddled, I turn to the streets. I go to my friends. Hey, pat me like a dog and coddle my feelings. I'm here. You're getting paid to guide me in the right direction where I can handle the things I'm dealing with on a daily basis. That's what you went to school for. That's what your books taught you, is how to guide somebody in the right direction. I had a therapist down here in Florida, and I wish I still had her. Hopefully, I get her back. When I left, she's probably retired by now. I'm pretty sure she's retired. She was an older woman, and she understood me. I mean, she even gave me her personal phone number and said, if you're ever going through anything, call me. If you're ever going through anything, call me. I only used that number one time. One time. One time. Therapists are a dime a dozen. It's those diamonds in the rough that you find that you want to keep. And then when they retire, it's like, now I'm stuck and I got to rehash everything all over again. That's the reason why I do this, is I talk about it, because the more you talk about it, the better you feel. The less weight is on your shoulders. So I'm going to reopen the panel again. If anybody wants to come up, you're more than welcome. Have some dialogue. I'm going to open the panel again. All right, Willow, you take care. And Willow, how you doing? You can come up on panel, Fruit Loops, if you want to. Click the link. I'd love to have you come up on panel. Erica. Thank you, Erica. How you doing? Sweet dreams, beautiful. Sweet dreams. You know what? I will share my story. I'll tell her. I'll tell her. Black Skies, I'm going to send you a message tomorrow. I want you to read it, think about it, and give me a response when I wake up in the morning. Anybody click the link and come up on panel. I'm over here. Click the link and have a conversation with me. And for those of you who are watching in the background, I hope your day gets better. I really do. How you doing, Dan?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing all right. Doing all right. Trying to help people. That's all I care about doing is trying to help people.
Okay, I'm going to turn my camera on because I want to show you something and ask you if you know what it is. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Anybody that's in chat might know what this is. Okay, do you know what, can you see it? What pollywogs are?
Yes.
It not the little wormy thingy that goes in the pond. I found this in a storage locker.
Oh, that's cool.
It's worth $156. And I only paid $65 for the whole storage unit.
I used to be able to do his voice really well. I can't do it no more. Oh, man.
This one is signed. It's got the certificate of authenticity. It's number 217 of 1928.
Wow. That was cool.
Yeah. I can't see chat when I'm up here.
You're good. I can see chat.
But anyway, I just want to come up and show you that. I want to let anybody that wants to come up be able to come up and say hi.
I'm trying to get April T to come up sometime.
Yeah.
She's one of my OG mods. I've been trying to get her to come up on panel forever.
Yeah. Okay.
Forever, ever?
You have a good... I'm going to go back to chat.
All right, Nan. Thank you for coming up and sharing with us.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So, does anybody have plans for the New Year's Eve? Yeah, I saw, George. Don't rub it in my face. I saw the score. You don't have to say anything, George. It's okay. I know. Michelle Johnson, how you doing? Jenny Jen, how you doing? Vibrant, how you doing? George, I love you, bro. Thank you for jumping in chat, hitting the like button, and rubbing it in my face how horrible the Cowboys lost to the Philadelphia Eagles. Thank you. I appreciate it. So I'll be in New Hampshire hopefully this summer. So we'll have to get together and go to Castro's in Manchester and probably play some cribbage over there. And maybe I can skunk you. Who knows? So most of you don't know, but George is a old neighbor of mine when I lived up north. And for a long time, we would just see each other in passing and say hi to each other. And then we became like brothers. Almost every night, I would get my my butt handed to me in a game of cribbage. Well, multiple games. We played for hours. And I'm constantly getting whooped in cribbage. You know, so George is awesome. Awesome guy. And I appreciate you being here, bro. But I'm going to drop the link again if anybody wants to come up and say hi. Don't even have to talk about mental health because we're at that time of the hour. You just come up, say hi anytime, and talk about anything. You know, New Year's Eve, I will be busy, so I will not be live on the 31st. But if you're not a member and you would like to become a member and join the team, go right ahead because on the 1st is trivia. Members only. So, yeah, I do, Chris Mike. I have a lot of trust in these mods. The people who mod my channel, I trust a lot. So, they wouldn't be mods. All right, allegedly speculating. Have a good night. They wouldn't be mods if I didn't trust them, bro. So, and a lot of them are content creators, so they have channels. And a lot of them have been here since the beginning, since I started this channel. So, faith is important. Faith in your community is important. Who's ever eaten Chris Mike is like, I have 0 mods. Hopefully the scribers don't think I'm this. Well, see, Chris Mike, I'll tell you this. If you go live quite frequently and you get trolls that come in the chat saying inappropriate things, they can get your channel in trouble. That's the reason why I have mods. Will I ever do a call-in show? I do have, I'll have to try it again and see if I can do a call-in show. But I do have a way to do call-in. I will do a call-in show. You can come up on panel and not show your face. I could set it up where you could come up on panel and you don't have to show your face. So, hey, Vibrant, tell your son I said happy birthday. But back to what I was saying, January 1st, the new year, is a members only live. And it comes with free merchandise from my store. So, I want to keep sharing this out. No, thank you very much, Richie. Doing what I do is not easy at all, and that's correct, because sometimes it affects me mentally sometimes. When I hear people and what they're going through and their struggle affects me mentally sometimes too, because I just want to cry right along with them. But I have to be strong and let them know that they're not alone. But January 1st, I'll be live tomorrow night. But just remember, January 1st is a members only live. And it's trivia night. So first place to women gets an item from my merch store. First place for men gets an item from my merch store. So hello, Miss Tom. How you doing? I agree with that, Mike. I don't know who it is trying to come up, but it says device is not connected. It says your devices are not connected. So put a 1 in chat if you were trying to come up on panel. So Black Skies, you're welcome here. Yes, and you probably hear a dog barking. It's my neighbor's dog. Drives me crazy every time I go live. You belong here, Black Skies. You know that. You're welcome here. And this community accepts you here. I understand you're going through a lot, Black Skies. But you're safe here, and you're welcome here, and you're accepted here. So, Fruit Loops, when you try to come back on, it's going to ask you to allow your mic and cam settings. You don't have to turn your camera on, but you got to allow it to I'm up 5 pounds and I used a quarter tank of gas, sweaty. That's good. That's good. When you try to click on it, it's going to ask you to allow mic and camera. Say yes. Fruit Loops. No, you don't have to have StreamYard to come up on panel because it's the website. You just click on the link and do as it says. Just follow what it says. Click on the link and follow what it says because it wants to access your mic. and camera. And thank you for letting me know it was you, Fruit Loops. So I know to change your name because I know what your name is. So before you come up on panel, I'll change it to Fruit Loops. Reality. So after the New Year's, I am going to be looking for a female co-host. Not every live, but at least 2 or 3 lives a week. 2 or 3. So after the new year, I'll be looking for a co-host. So Reality, click the link and come up on panel if you want to. We ain't gonna buy it. Okay, Reality. 60, 59, 58. I was being a total ass. I was going to count down a whole minute. Let me not do that. I did. I made it to 56, right? 55, 54, 53, 52, 51, 50, 49, 48, 47, 46, 45, 50. Man, I just go fast. Fast. I can say the alphabet in Spanish. I can count in Spanish. But I can't speak Spanish. If that makes any sense. I can say, hola, ¿cómo estás? Me llamo Eduardo. That's all I can say in Spanish. All right, Fruit Loops. The Grinch who stole Christmas. What's going on?
Not much. Just chilling out. What are you doing?
Not much.
How's
That
everybody?
Sweet Misery up. What's up, Sweaty? Sweaty's like, I don't need acknowledgement. I want the ability to allow what I want in my channel unless I'm not on panel. That's super annoying. Yeah. You say that, Sweaty. She's my ex-wife. Just joking. You got to go out to the store now and buy a plunger. She's like, I've also been eating so much I clogged the toilet and I don't have a plunger. Go to Dollar General. They're still open. Dollar General don't close until 10 p.m. And they sell plungers. So reality.
Yes, sir.
So are you in the running to be my co-host for a couple of nights out of the week?
Sure.
Okay. I haven't seen Nana's Dragonfly lately.
She
She
was
was in
in
the
great.
run too, but I think you've beat her to it now.
I think she's working.
I didn't see her last night either.
Yeah, she was on panel last night with me. And
No, she didn't come into my chat.
oh, I don't know about that.
So, and I just did a spur of the moment live this afternoon. I was like, I'm gonna try that again. I liked it. I had over 200 and something views.
Wow. Nice. Yeah, I won't keep the Grinch one up there. I'll change it. I'm looking for the perfect one.
George is like, why does it have to be a female and not your neighbor?
Because you explained that, didn't you?
Yes. Well, I don't think he was here when I explained it.
Oh.
Because
No.
George,
Mhm.
if you were up on panel with me, we wouldn't be talking about mental health at all, bro. We would have some of the not so serious conversations. Okay. Our chats would go off the rails. We would, yes. I would not get any ad revenue on my channel whatsoever if you were up on panel, George. So, reality, what are you doing tomorrow?
Tomorrow night?
Yes, 8:30
I'll
Eastern.
be available.
Okay. You ever dealt with bipolar?
Yeah, my ex was bipolar. He wouldn't take
All
his
right.
medicine.
What's up, Jack? How you doing?
He'd much rather have taken street stuff than what was prescribed. That's why I'm no
Yeah, I
longer
didn't.
with him.
Yeah. Oh, he wouldn't take what was prescribed, take other things.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Yeah, George has excellent humor. So if he leaves a comment that's a little disturbing, do not delete it. He's hilarious. It's my ex neighbor. Yeah, I saw you earlier this afternoon, Jack. And Chris Mike, that's not good. You already have a strike. That's not good. That's not good, brother. So, but all right. So 2 to 3 times a week. Well, speaking of bipolar, my wife is a bipolar. So she goes too. uh, I dropped my phone. She was looking at me weird. He's got a wonderful wife and a beautiful, he's a wonderful father too. Wonderful father.
That's awesome.
Yes. So tomorrow night I will be covering bipolar
At 8:30.
at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be covering bipolar. You got a strike too, Jack? Oh boy.
Boy, everybody has strikes. Pretty soon you're all gonna have enough strikes to have a 300 game. There she
Dang.
is. Look.
Nana,
About
we were just
her.
talking about you. Yes.
There she is.
Come up on panel. Click the link, Nana, and come up on panel.
I'm gonna find the Grinch's girlfriend. I don't want the Grinch. I want his girlfriend up there.
Oh. NPD. Do you think people mistake NPD with bipolar?
You mean narcissistic personality disorder? They can't coincide with each other because my ex was also diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder. There she is.
My
Hi,
ears
Nana.
are ringing.
What's up?
Hi, your ears were ringing, huh?
Eddie, I saw your trip to go get bread. I was just cleaning,
You
so I
did?
didn't say anything. Yeah, and I liked
Oh, she
I
heard
liked
us too. She heard
yeah,
us.
Oh,
yeah, I saw you get the bread. Yep.
uh,
I
uh,
was working last night. That's why you didn't see
see.
me in your channel last night.
Jack. He's like, I would come up on panel, but I already put my teeth away for the night.
Uh-oh.
Oh my goodness.
It'll be okay. We can be gummies together. I take my teeth out and I sound like an old man.
You did that good.
Oh
I'm
my.
trying to look up NPD. Yeah, narcissistic personality disorder.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Cupcake? How you doing?
There's Cupcake.
You can turn your mic off. Yeah, not your mic, but your camera off, H. Davis.
Good evening, everybody.
Rocker
So,
and Sweet Misery and Fruit Loop.
yeah. Do you know we got a celebrity on stage?
Oh, man.
Who's the celebrity?
H. Davis.
Oh, hi, H. Davis.
Hello, Nana.
No, this reality.
Hello.
I'm sorry. Reality.
I'm the Grinch today.
All things serious. Laughing at all things serious. You're the only one that thinks I'm a celebrity.
You got 64 medals, bro.
I know.
Wow.
And
Yeah,
how many gold medals do you have in the Special Olympics?
I have no idea. About 20 to 30.
Woo woo. Good job.
And you're not a celebrity?
I appreciate you, man.
I told you I want a poster with you wearing those medals with an autograph.
Wow. See, I don't give
I'm
my
being
address
serious.
out.
Eddie, I sent you a message in back chat.
Yes, they
That's
did,
pretty
and they said it was supposed to take 1 to 2 business days for it to go back. They did give me a receipt.
Speaking of medals, I had 2 more in a couple weeks.
Yeah?
Yep.
Chris, I don't believe that statistic because my ex is not rich. And he was diagnosed.
That's interesting. Because I know a couple of people that have NPD and they're not rich.
Mm-hmm.
They broke.
He
Hey,
thought he was
bro.
trying to manipulate the psychologist. Didn't work.
It's the reason why. Just so y'all know, it's the reason why I put Sherry's Child on there. All things serious knows why.
Yeah. Fruit Loops is like, mine isn't rich.
And my father was not rich either.
Mm,
So that statistic is not correct.
all right.
Although we got in a discussion about it, my mom, my dad, and I in the car.
Mm,
My dad was cussing
mm,
about the narcissistic stuff. That's all you guys ever say.
mm.
Oh, sorry.
Does he get treated?
No. Kidding. He doesn't own up to anything.
Wow.
He's Mr.
Wow.
Know-it-all. It's his way or the highway. That's his mentality. Although the visit I had with them this time was very pleasant, I have to
That's
say.
awesome. That's
Yep.
awesome.
I'm so happy for you, Reality. You deserve that.
Mm-hmm.
I did, actually, to be honest.
Just call me Hen. She said,
What?
just popped in to say hi and arrived at 69 minutes into the stream.
Oh,
Must be an omen.
Oh wow. Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not, and narcissistic personality is not really common.
Mm-hmm.
because it's a personality disorder, not a
Yes.
mental
Right.
disorder.
So
The-
bipolar is totally different than narcissistic personality disorder.
Right.
Bipolar is a chemical imbalance in the brain
Yeah.
from a traumatic event.
Or
Okay.
induced by other things.
Yes.
Whereas narcissistic is based off of behavioral, like patterns of, say, for instance, here's a scenario. You're a child and you're growing up in a household where you're either spoiled rotten and you get everything you want and then some, or you're neglected. In the event when you grow up, it's more likely you'll turn out to be or have narcissistic traits, not necessarily be diagnosed as a narcissist, but you'll have traits of because you're fractured at a certain age. So, for instance, like a temper tantrum 2-year-old, you're not getting your way. So when you
Yeah.
grow up, you act like a jerk.
Mm-hmm.
You act spoiled. You want your way. It's all about you.
Right.
Me, me,
You have
me,
to
me,
be the
me.
center of attention.
Arrogant. Yep.
Turn this TV down, so.
You know, if anybody's following the Sebastian case, I'm sorry, but CP is a classic narcissist, in my opinion.
Mm. It's
They
funny
tell
because
stories, and boy, can they tell stories.
yeah, I was watching this creator yesterday talking about this case. I never heard none of the creators talked about, but only one creator did. I was totally surprised, shocked.
So, by the way, he said, by the way, you guys described it, shouldn't NPD be more common than BPD? Commonly diagnosed, I mean.
Mm,
Come on, phone. You need you to charge.
Well,
it
see,
took it took about a year before my ex was diagnosed with bipolar.
bipolar is more of mood swings.
Yeah.
We don't
Mm-hmm.
think we're better than anybody else.
No.
We're more, we are more we lose, in some cases, I lose touch with reality.
Yep.
I don't go outside. I stay to myself. I'm what you call in a mania phase.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I will tell you this: if it wasn't for YouTube and my neighbor George, if it wasn't for YouTube and my neighbor George, there was a point in time when I was living up north that I didn't do nothing. I'd go to YouTube, and then I would just stay to myself and not go anywhere.
Yeah, you
You know,
disassociate.
yeah, I would disassociate, yes. But having George as the neighbor and having him as a cribbage buddy, and we would have cigars and hang out and just talk, you know, about life and, you know, and crack jokes and stuff like that. It actually took me out of being in my own head. And yeah, so I really appreciate George.
Mm-hmm.
He was a really good friend. Still is. You know, I got to reach out to him. I got to call him tomorrow.
Yeah.
What are you doing tomorrow? You playing? You golfing? Or is it snowing up there yet?
It's always good to have one person who can confide in.
Yep.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, George is a really good friend.
Mm.
He's like, I got finals on Wednesday, so I'm practicing all weekend. I want to lift that trophy up.
Nice. How was your vacation, Nana? Was it nice?
Oh, it was awesome.
Good.
Loved
Glad
being
to
with my grandchildren.
Mm.
Eddie, my son-in-law, is doing so well.
Mm.
That's
hear.
awesome to hear.
Yeah, he loves his job. You know, he's just doing wonderful.
Great.
He's doing good with the surgery he had and everything. So I'm very proud of him.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Mm.
So,
I mean, he's not perfect, but you know, he's better.
well, no one's ever perfect.
Right.
People can be flawed.
Well, he
As
gets,
long as he understands.
yeah, he gets his setbacks, but you know, overall, he does pretty good.
Nana, my
Hmm.
gift that I made for my mom and dad and my sister and her husband, they loved them. My mom had tears in her eyes.
Wow.
You made what?
The gifts that I made
Oh,
to
that's
them.
right. All those beautiful gifts you made. They were beautiful.
And my sister, my nieces, her daughter said, "Move these ugly trees out of the way and put this right here. This belongs
Mm.
right here."
So, Chris, Mike. All right. So, the prevalence of narcissistic personality disorder is estimated to be between 0.5% to 6% of the general population. Studies have shown a higher prevalence in men, 7.7%, compared to women at 4.8%. It is more common in young adults than those who are divorced or never married.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
So,
more common in young adults and those who are divorced or never married.
And then what's the statistics for the bipolar?
how can you tell the difference between a narcissist and a bully?
Well, I feel that they are the same, to be honest,
I
because
agree.
So
bullying
according to the
is about
National
them.
Institute of Mental Health, approximately 2.6%
See,
of
look how low
adults
that
in the
is.
United States experience bipolar disorder each year. This
See how low that
translates
is.
to around 6 million people.
See, it's not very prevalent. It's more rare.
So more people are actually diagnosed with NPD than they are with bipolar.
Yeah. April said that too.
Mm-hmm.
And with bullies, if you think about it, bullies and narcissistic people, they have no empathy. They don't care.
You're right.
Absolutely.
They're out to hurt. For gratification for themselves. It's like they get high off of seeing people hurt
Yeah.
or suffer. It's gross, in my opinion.
It's draining for the person that they're bullying and
Yeah.
being narcissist too.
Mhm.
I went
I
through
will
that
tell you
part of it.
this: if I had NPD, I would not be on YouTube. I'll tell you that.
I have too much empathy. That's my problem. I care way too much for so many people.
Me too.
Same.
And I owe that to my grandmother, who's no longer here. God rest her soul. But she taught me to be a better human.
Wow.
That's right, April. It's all about them. Me, 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 me.
Mm-hmm.
They're
I can't.
grandiose. They're arrogant.
I don't like
Dark
them.
triad.
And then, yeah, the dark triad's bad. Well, you can coexist with, like, being
You too,
sociopathic
George.
or
You too, George.
psychopathic with narcissistic traits.
Mm-hmm.
And then with bipolar, that has to do with your mental state of mind, and you lose it at times. You have bad mood swings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got what they
Bipolar
call
and manic
mania and
depression.
hypomania.
Yeah.
Right.
Bipolar and manic depressant kind of go together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what mania is, manic episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Then they can go into real deep depression, and that's real scary as well.
You know what keeps me out of going into a really deep depression?
What?
This channel.
I had a
People?
feeling you were gonna say that.
You don't realize how often I just want to go into a deep depression, but I realize I have an obligation. I have an obligation to this community because
Mm.
and plus sometimes when I go live, sometimes it's about me, and I don't try it to be about me,
Mm-hmm.
but sometimes I'm going through something and I need to talk about it.
Wow.
And you
It's
have a lot of friends
understandable.
that care.
Yeah.
Right.
So
That's what you need to help you get through. Then that's what you need. We're here for you.
I'm glad we can be here for you, Eddie. And you can
yep.
be here for us too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because if you think
But
about it, we each take away what we need from it, from the conversation, from the interaction.
yeah. That's why I try to do open panel quite frequently, is because having civil discourse. I do think
Mm.
empathy is rare, Chris
Yes,
Mike.
I
Yes, I
agree.
do. I
Agree.
totally agree. I think empathy is rare. But it takes a lot to be an empath. I'm an empath. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So there's not a lot of people that are empaths. It's very rare. And the ones
Right.
that are take a lot of weight onto their shoulders. Jody Ann, how you doing?
Hello, Jody Ann. I tend to see Jody Ann everywhere. You too. All things serious.
Yep. So yes, empaths are rare. Yes, they are.
Mm-hmm.
Because they tend to take a lot of other people's weight onto their shoulders. And sometimes Excuse me.
Sometimes you gotta make that decision, get lockered.
Yep. An empath gets drained easily. Yes,
And
they do.
that's a fact. That
Mhm.
is a fact.
So, but Nan, thank you for coming up earlier and sharing us what you got out of the storage unit. Sweet Misery, if you're still here, thank you for coming up and sharing part of your life story and what it's like to live life with borderline personality disorder. You know, in chat, I want to appreciate you for communicating with each other and supporting each other when people are going through things. You guys are amazing. And Nana's Dragonfly in reality wins. So
Uh,
I talked to reality about her co-hosting for 2 to 3 days out of the week. And I'm only live 5 days a week.
Mhm.
So I need a co-host for the other 2. So
or
if
3,
you're
because maybe you
or
can have two of it, both of us up at the same time
that too. Okay.
on one night.
All right.
Your schedule and my schedule sometimes don't coincide, so it's kind of tough
That's
because I
why
don't
I
know what
talked to
I don't know
reality.
what my schedule is, you know.
Yes.
Except I know it 3 weeks in advance. You know, I'm always off on Thursdays, always, but I do Bible study at 7 o'clock at night.
Wow.
So
I would love that.
every Thursday.
So Sweaty, the empathy is what a person is. They're an empath. You're talking about sympathy. Okay, you don't want
Empathy is
sympathy.
feeling,
Empathy is what a person is when they listen to you. They're taking your energy
right?
upon their shoulders, which makes them an empath.
Yeah, empathy is a person who is
Yes.
passionate toward other people.
That's how I am.
Yes. Sympathy is different.
When you sympathize with, because
Mhm.
Yes.
you've gone through it also.
Yeah.
That's sympathy.
Which I agree. You just want to be heard. I met Sweaty on another channel and we had a really good conversation.
And as I will say, everybody deserves to be heard,
Yes.
Mhm.
irregardless.
Sweaty is a good person. Going through a lot, but a very good person.
Thank you, Nan. I try to be.
So
That's true too, April.
yep.
Well, Eddie, in answer to your question, I would love to. We just have to kind of work it out. We can do it.
Okay.
I believe y'all both can. You gotta. Yeah, I believe it.
That's the reason why I created this channel, Sweaty, is so people have a place where they can be heard.
You know, you can come up on panel. You don't have to show your face, but you can talk.
Mhm. A lot of times, Eddie knows I do not like to turn my camera on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I love about this, Eddie, that you have? You have wonderful people in chat that we can come up here and express our personal life, and no one judges you, and no one
No,
takes it beyond your channel
I
and
no,
love
talks
that.
about it to anyone else.
it's a judgment-free zone.
I know, and I love that.
It's important, to be honest.
So
Then you feel
I like,
validated and you feel,
yeah.
you know, that people do care and help you through and give suggestions.
So it's about that time.
Yep.
So I will see you tomorrow night, reality.
Yes.
at
8:30.
8:30 p.m.
Yes, sir.
Nana's Dragonfly. Thank you for coming up and hanging out. H. Davis.
You're very welcome. Thanks for ringing my ear.
Yes.
Nice to meet you all on panel.
Nice to meet
Thank you
you
for
as well.
coming up, H. Davis.
My pleasure. You
All
have a
right.
good.
Good night,
You
everybody.
too.
Have a blessed night and be the change you want to see.
Good night.
So, good night, Nana.
I'll probably see both of you later, huh?
Yep.
Me, I'm going to bed because I didn't get no sleep last night.
I'll see you later, Nana.
Austin turned all night, Nana.
Oh, I'm so
I
sorry.
couldn't get. Yeah, I have to talk to my doctor.
Yeah, see if you can take melatonin.
Melatonin don't work for me. I have like really bad insomnia, like
Well,
really bad.
magnesium's supposed to help with sleep as well. I talked to your doctor about that. How you
I
can get
will.
more magnesium.
You need to
So,
talk about maybe getting a sleep study.
That too.
yep.
I agree.
Well, thank you everyone for being here.
All right. Thank you, Eddie.
And
We'll talk
I
to you
will
later.
see you guys later.
Sleep
With that
tight.
being
Love ya.
said, love you too. All Things Serious is out, my friends.
Let's talk about the mind for a minute. The kind of battle's fought, you don't just win it. It's a war zone inside, no camouflage. Every thought's a grenade, sitting ready to barrage. Growing up, they said man up, but never speak up. So I bottled it all, like a shaking soda cup. Pressure building inside, I could feel it crack. But the world outside only sees the mask, not the fact. Depression knocking at the door, anxiety's my guest. They invited themselves in, now I'm under duress. But mental health ain't a weakness, it's the strength to own. Every scar, every tear, every struggle we've honed.